Ticker symbol COSM showing us its strength from that current support down at that $3 level. Let's go ahead and go over the potentials for the coming days. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a COSM technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this Thursday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, you guys, so we were looking at that potential to drop within that area yet again, right, to validate this support. So we definitely got a drop all the way down to the valuation of about $3.04 before we faced a pretty nice upside run. Okay, just so that you're clear over what happened there, that was actually about, let's see, that was about a 3% run to the upside almost immediately, right? So that was very cool. And then we got that rejection. We spoke about potentially getting a rejection just yesterday. I'm sorry, the day prior at around that 312 level, right? In fact, it reached the top side of about 313 here. Not bad. Okay, you guys. So again, we're in that huge validation zone within that $3 range, right? What I would have to say here, though, is that there is, if there is the opportunity to drop down to these valuations here to 301. Or maybe even 297, if that is even a probability. There, like always, there could be a very strong impulsive move to the upside, right? So as you can see here, anytime that we have touched down to these targets here, even this one here, price action has actually reacted with pretty exaggerated moves to the upside, right? So that is actually showing the potential again in some type of way. And I'm going to show you why. Something I kind of noticed just recently. Please notice here that we do have an iteration of a right-angled broadening wedge. Okay, so this in particular is a right-angled broadening descending wedge. Okay, so this would be the connectors for that formation, right? So and then once we got those validators here, and particularly this one touching down at about 302, which is currently where we were, we got that upside. Right, and the breakout out of this formation itself. Now, where did it go to, though? Because that formation top is actually, you can take a trend line from that breakout candle, right? We're on the bi-hourly chart here, by the way. Okay, you can take a trend line from that top side of the very bottom side of the wedge, apply it to the breakout candle, and then that gives you a price objective. Okay, so the price objective here is actually suggesting about 392. Of course, just let me see, 1, 2, 3 days later, we definitely not only met it, but we actually tested the resistance of the larger time frame broadening ascending wedge, right? So this one here. So that's very curious that we would do that. Now, the reason why I'm pointing this out right now is because there is another iteration of this very same thing happening again, and actually right in the same zone where we're at. This right here. So you can see the similarities here in the formations, right? So it's curious. It's very curious. I'm not going to, blow smoke up anybody's butt here, but it is very curious. So we have test number 1, 2. We have test number 3 here, 4, capitulate. And then we have that test number 5, breakout, retest of the support, and then continuation to the upside. Okay, so let's go ahead and count in the current formation what we have now. Okay, so we actually have test number 1 here, test number 2, very obvious, and test number 3, capitulation, right? And then we are now making our ascent or a potential upside continuation here to test the very possible true breakout on test number 4. Okay, so if that's actually happening, then then we're in pretty good shape right now. So as that would imply a target to the upside as well. So we let's just say that we were to break out, what if we just do this here? Let's just say that we would break out on Friday, right? Somewhere around here. So we can take a trend line from the very top side of the formation to the very bottom side and apply it to that supposed area of breakout, right? And this would be giving us a target of about $3.68, which is the target that we have. I mean, this is 370 right up here, right? So it's very similar to that target. There is several areas of resistance that we have faced. This is in particular right here. This is $3.68 at this candle here, right? The opening of this candle right over here is opening at 368. right? So now we can see the relevance of 368 being a higher probability target, right? The opening of this candle here is 367, right? And I can continue pulling them up, right? They're going to vary. They're going to vary within. They're going to vary every single candle that we pull up. They're going to show within 1 cent, right? So, and now to validate that upside with maybe geometrics, let's go ahead and take into consideration here some fibs. So, in fact, yeah, so 368 is very much close to that 372 of the 2.618. So now we can draw an area of resistance, right? So please remember, I'm not saying that we're gonna go there. I am just saying that this is naturally how it's traded, right? How this formation is traded. Right-angled broadening descending wedge. Okay, or descending broadening wedge. I get that confused often, but, to each their own. All right, so yeah, you guys, everything is looking pretty good, and now maintaining this support right up here is usually indicative of a potential reversal being found soon, which is similar to what would happen back here on this iteration, right? Support there, we made a new lower low here, and then we started consolidating within the zone that we're currently at before that upside. So we started printing those lower lows, right? And now we're starting to consolidate within that zone, that same zone that we, before we got that upside. So let's go ahead and keep that in mind, okay, you guys? So now to validate a potential upside thesis, let's start with the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame, volatility versus momentum profile. Okay, let me just see that we are recording here, and okay, we're at about 6 minutes, not bad. All right, so yeah, we have an upside pivot here on the 30-minute time frame, critical volatility, right? So let me just zoom in a little bit here in case you're curious over what price action is doing, right? So hourly time frame, let's see. Okay, hourly time frame still has a downside on that, and the buy hourly actually it's showing a little bit of consolidation, all of it within critical volatility zones. Okay, so if we are facing some type of correction, then the upside is starting to bleed from the 5-minute time frame. Okay, as you can see here, we have a very significant upside there. 15-minute time frame, a little smaller, but still it's bleeding from that 5-minute. And now the 30-minute time frame is starting to show the signs of that influence from the shorter time frames. That's the cascading effect that I'm looking at for the hourly, right, into the hourly. Into the bi-hourly, and eventually into that 4-hour, right? So as soon as we get that 4-hour influence to the upside, then that's when the actual moves would start to happen, right? So, the RSI right now, it's on the 4-hour, is finding that support right from the SMA 14, bouncing to the upside. Please go ahead and take a notice here in the MACD 4-hour time frame. We're getting a bullish cross here of the MACD, and we're starting to print green on the histogram. Okay, so that's very good. And now as we move up to the other time frames, the later time frames, we can see that we're starting to get those same signals here too, right? Crossing upside of the SMA 14 on the 6-hour, and we're starting to diminish that bear pressure here, and we're prepping to get closer to that MACD cross, right? So on the 8-hour, you're probably going to see this a little further apart from each other, and also maybe with a resistance at the SMA 14. I'm talking about the RSI signal getting close to the SMA 14, not crossing yet. So 8-hour time frame, there you go. We're not crossing just yet, and you can see here it's a little bit of a wider suggestion, still decreasing in bear volume, right? So it's not bad. It's not bad what we're looking for. What we're doing right now. 8-hour time frame, that was a huge indecision candle. This is still, it's sort of favoring the bulls here on the daily time frame, but we still need more validation, and we still need a higher influence from the shorter time frames to start cascading into the larger ones. Okay, so I am noticing that COSM is coming out with some pretty bullish news, and I'm wondering if that's a strategic move. So we'll go ahead and keep in mind what is happening here with COSM, okay? But yeah, it looks, according to the price action, it looks like we still want to validate here within the zone of about 303 to 305. Within these bounces, within these touches, there could still be bounces upwards of about 312 to 313 before retracements, right? So let's consolidate here first. Let's validate our supports and then continue on to the upside, okay, you guys? So everything is looking pretty good. All right, so please remember, first and foremost, that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool, okay, you guys? But with that said, I wish you well, a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Audio.